Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, where last time we became the undisputed master of Cadnua. We defeated both the Earl of Yenwood, I think that's who he was. I don't know, some idiot who thought he could take my castle from me. And more importantly, we defeated the Master Below, the Audra Dragon. So we have now killed the Audra Dragon. We've killed the Alpine Dragon. We've killed the Sky Dragon. So we are officially a Dragon Slayer. I guess if you kill one dragon, you could call yourself a Dragon Slayer. But we're a really big Dragon Slayer. And now we're running out of things that we need to do, really. We have the companion stuff we need to do, which is probably going to be the hardest stuff to do. Not necessarily because combat would be hard. It's just getting the things to trigger. Things like Durance and the Grieving Mother.
A formidable fortress in the old style.
And speaking of Durance and the Grieving Mother,
not by the sea. Too vulnerable to
we're going to go ahead and get them back. Oops, not. No, wait. I guess it's fine. Durance, buddy, pal, friend. You want to talk? I had questions?
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Tell me about Magrin. Oh? You know her, you must. Gives a bitter chuckle, then his tone evens out. She's a many-headed bitch. What is your review? What's your view on her?
She's a goddess, as fickle as they come. And with all the failings you'd expect of an empress and a whore. Too many eyes, too many wants, too much to hold on to. That's the failing of a god. More aspects than words to describe her, like most of them. A god with many nations to oversee, only serves to spread herself too thin.
Although flames rarely crosses twice, so perhaps that is the only truth she embraces. Who knows? Gods get greedy. When it comes to fire, fire is a god's hunger. What are her aspects? Durance begins to count on his fingers, chanting it off. War transforms. Fire consumes. Trials purify. Warfare, fire, consuming, purification, and most of all, transforming. Trials as well, but all things are put to the test anyway. A trial can consume, purify, transform. They are all linked, although at its heart it is the flame. And the flame is what matters. It is the source of all things. Guess they should have started with that, eh? Any fool around a campfire knows that. Without flames, fire, we would have made little progress in the dark. To hear some of the inner fires tell it around the hearth and bellows, even in the halls of Ashfall, you'd think that fire brought life to man, and that fire was Magrin. Some of the older texts say she rubbed her hands together and they burst into flames, or another god shafted her like a poker. There are different perspectives on her, then. He grunts. Mine is only one sight among many. Durance frowns, pauses, then his eyes take on an eager gleam. But here's one. I can speak to how the losing side sees her, and that should tell you enough. Let me speak to what an Adiran sees. And what does an Adiran see? The Adirans have a proper, polite translation for her. Excellence in war, tactical discipline. He snorts. That's why they lost the fucking colony, of course. They were probably still quoting that while we had them bent across the decks. All their guns and cannons are fine, but useless when your staff is cracking light into their skull. Dispensing red gifts left and right, Durance's fists tighten and he laughs. Adherents call that elevation, divine awareness. Those words are as welcome as shit on one's boots. And that's all they took back with them while they were running. He shakes his head. A lesson learned at the wrong time. Almost feel a pang of sympathy for them. Almost. Lesson? What do you mean? The title of a god isn't knowing a god. adhering to words rather than walking the path, testing yourself in the heat of it. Walk until the words are stripped away and you feel it burning in your heart. That is the lesson. That adherent politeness, that pretty adherence to the word of Scripture as they saw it, that burned their ships, scarred them, kept them running throughout the Deerwood campaign. He snorts. Divine awareness. There's no true faith in waiting to be tested. The best in battle have already shit themselves plenty, shit themselves until they're dry and can focus on the killing. I have other questions.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
Tell me more about you. He grunts. Where are you from?
Where I hail from? From one of Margren's fires. A cathedral. Ashfall. Made of blackened trees. I studied the scriptures there. The fires carved into the land. The trunks of the burnt trees. And in the factories where the rifles and cartridges were shaped. All are chapels in other devotions.
Other devotions? Durrance nods. For Margren, any fire is enough for worship, physical or not. A blacksmith's anvil, a craftsman's bench, all arenas where fire is waiting to be born. Durrance snaps his fingers. It just needs a spark, like an alchemical fire, or spark to cartridges, to speed them to their purpose. Their purpose? Durrance tilts his head, thinking, well, their purpose then. It was many thens ago. Durrance scratches his beard. Beard was a little brighter than now. But yes, cartridges, guns all had a purpose, and that purpose was punching holes in mages and letting their pompous air hiss out. Durrance gives a half smile, then nods, woke their kind right up, and kept them staring at the ceiling in the dark instead of sleeping. That's for certain. Iloth rolls his eyes. Pompous air indeed. A little violence as an accounting, an answer for unchecked power. Well, Margren gave an answer for that. Margren put soldiers and mages on equal footing. Durrance nods again. Mages were troublesome in that time. Firearms made every man a mage, and a caster's pretty arcane shield was little match for them. It turned each commoner into a beast that could spit fire. It leveled the field of battle, that's for certain. Made many a mage a grave. Tell me more about Ashfall. Durrance grunts. You're more curious about it than most of Margren's faithful. What else can you tell me about Ashfall? What more to tell? Durrance frowns, his hand tightening on his staff again, his fingers seeming to sink into the wood. It is not of the greatest fires of Margren. Wait, it is one of the greatest fires of Margren, the High Seat, he shrugs. Some say the blackest, not of evil, but of ash, all that remains after fire has fed. He pauses. I called it a cathedral before. That's not the full truth of it. It's more a battlefield. It lies in the heart of the war of black trees. Its timbers built from the burnt forest there, each timber blessed by fire, in one of Margren's greatest battles. Many of us helped shape the war effort there, with flames and firearms. What is it like? Massive. Beautiful. Blessed by the goddess. Flames cannot strike it twice. Durrance's eyes travel to his ashen staff studying the etchings. Beneath? Tunnels and chambers, bellows and fire pits, and many of the faithful looking for a means to bring fire to the world. He turns his gaze from the staff to you. Guns, explosives, alchemy, all of these are our holy symbols, and we are eager to share. That staff of yours seems like your holy symbol. Are you a servant of Whale? Let mysteries and questions remain with him, at least until the next time we need rest. Okay. Fair enough, I suppose.
You walk your path, I'll walk mine.
Alright, do you want to speak to me yet?
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Questions. No? Okay.
I will wait in the
Let's go do the bounties that we have. Or at least some of them. The ones that are in this region of the world. So real quick, I know I've looked at these quite a few times, but just to make sure. Tyr Everon, that's Barath too, right? No. Oh, let's go do this. Yeah, the Champion of Barath. Return to Radric's Hold. That's what we're gonna do. And then... what is this one? Oh, this is Grieving Mother. Can't do that one. And then we have a Druid, and then we have Durance. Yeah, so we have to keep traveling with them. And then we have the bounties down here, and Songs of the Wild. Right, and then the Blade. Okay, so these here. We have one in Lay of Ramin. I don't know where that is. In Stormwall Gorge. Okay. This one is in Easternwood. That's on the way to Radric. Copper Lane Catacombs. Okay. And Cleabon Relag. Okay. Okay. Well, let's go to Easternwood, get that bounty, and then we'll go to Radric's Hold, see what's going on down there. Speed up, and do we have this right? No. Do that. Accept. Easternwood. 24 hours? Let's go. We'll do this. Radric's Hold. We'll stop by Cadnua once more to turn in that bounty, and then we'll talk to Durance again. If he'll see, keep going with that. I don't know if exhausting his dialogue like that really matters, or if it's just we rest enough with him, he'll tell us the next part of his story. But we got a lot to still talk with him. There's quite a few questions we still have for him. Do you think they're up here at the cemetery? Yep, I called it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this back here. Good. You're gonna do that there.
How may I help?
You're gonna do this here. And another. Okay, and then everybody on him. Kill Thorfinn. Good.
Okay.
Simple bounty. Ooh. Coat of Ill Payment. We've got exceptional damage. +2 resolve. Retaliation. The Coat of Ill Payment came into the hands of an Adiran gambler after he won it in a game of chance. Unsure of exactly what use he'd get out of it, he took to wearing it at his games as a good luck charm. An opponent accused him of cheating and attempted to beat payment out of the gambler, only to recoil in pain after landing the first blow. The gambler realized then that the armor granted him some measure of magical protection and decided upon a new scheme. The gambler would get into a game, cheat openly, or at least give the appearance of it, and then fight the angry party when matters escalated, often for higher stakes. This worked swimmingly until he overplayed his hands and found himself on the receiving end of more angry fists than the armor could handle. Yep, that'll do it.
Hey.
Awesome. Everything goes in here. I think we might have
Hey.
used up somebody's inventory there. Yeah, it's all in Pelican. That's fine.
Of course.
That's fine. Okay, let's go to Radric's Hold. Or Castle? Is that what it's called? Radric's Hold? I think so. Yep. Go see what's going on here. Somebody resurrected him. And it's been a long time since we've been here. That was a long time ago. I don't know what else to say about that. Just thinking about it. Was that in the first 10 episodes or somewhere around there? Okay. We'll just walk through the front gate. Vampire. As you approach the smiling woman at the side of the road, you are struck with a sense of unease. At this distance, you can see that her skin has a sickly pallid sheen to it, and her eyes are the glassy milk white of a cadaver. Her expression sits oddly on her face, as if it requires great effort to maintain.
Hail and well met.
Lord Radric has been expecting you. The woman smiles a little wider. It is good that you have not refused his challenge. He feared you might prove a coward in the end. I will escort you to him, if you wish. What are you? A loyal servant, granted a boon for her good service. Like my lord, I will persist beyond the cycle, and walk an eternity upon the earth. Seek answers from him directly, if you want them. Take me to him. Come then, he waits for you there. She points up toward the topmost tower of the keep, and leads you the way over the drawbridge. Or leads the way. Alright. Is he in here, or is he up here? Hello? Lord Radric the Seventh, an armored figure, strides toward you, or forward. In place of its eyes, great flames burn, emanating heat and light. In that orange glow, you can see the face beneath has succumbed to rot, the cheeks sunken, the lips pulled back over gray gums and decaying teeth. But it is unmistakably Radric, who stands before you. Look well.
Look well.
Oh.
See what you have made of me. But see, too, what great Berith has permitted. I am returned, mind and soul, so that I might be avenged upon my enemies.
Radric's voice has gained a scratchy quality, but retains its stolid arrogance. All I see is a walking corpse. Then your eyes are deceived. You cannot imagine the power bestowed upon me. I feel the touch of the gods. My faith is a font from which I draw life. My wrath is a sweeping flame, and you will burn this day.
I have strangled the life from the usurper Kolsch with my own hands. So fell your champion, your great hope.
He raises a fist in demonstration, clenching rotting fingers. Was that creature to be your Thane? A man without resolve, without aim? A leech growing fat upon the veil, senseless to the ravages his vanity inflicted upon his people? Almost sounds as bad as the alternative. I will not allow
my lands to fall into ruin. I will cleanse the scattered gods' poison from the blood of my people. I will scour his name from the Dyrwood. Berith has blessed me with its favor, and I will be its sword. There will be no more mercy for the heretic, the thief, the charlatan. All will meet with death.
Enough of your damned talking. Face me, Radric.
Then may the twin god guide my blade. I will cut you cleanly from the earth and send you swiftly into the next life. I promise you that.
I hate to break this to you, buddy, but I'm much, much, much more powerful than the last time we fought. You did get the better of me. You did get the better of me the first time we fought, though. So, I will pay you proper respect and use my good stuff against you. Why are you... Don't be dumb. Get in there. Oh, he's dead already. Weak. Actually, he did quite a bit of damage to us. Alright, everybody on this guy? Up here, on the vampire. And this one. Who's this? Are you in your right spot? I don't know. I said I was gonna pay him the proper respect and actually use spells and abilities on him, but he died so quickly I didn't have to. Quest completed, Champion of Berith. See if we can't... I want to read more about that one. This one. Having slain Lord Radric, I thought... I have defeated Lord Radric the Seventh for once and for all. Okay. Cool.
Hey.
Did we get anything for that? A whole bunch of... Holy crap, look at that experience. 29,000. And we gained reputation to Gilded Vale. It is now extraordinary level. Very nice. He carries many scars. This armor was forged in honor of the Radsaran monk Rugenfar, who came to believe that as long as no enemy could inflict more pain upon him than he could upon himself, he could never truly be subjugated by anyone. Conscripted by his government to quell the uprisings inspired by Saint Widwin, Rugenfar became a frightful presence on the battlefield. For every injury he sustained at the hands of an enemy, he would inflict one twice as severe, drawing strength from the pain that enabled him to fight through injuries that would have caused anyone else to collapse on the ground. He would charge his enemies covered in blood and with tears in his skin, from hand to foot, and his foes would shrink at the sight of him, believing as he did that it was not in their power to injure such a man. Near the end of the rebellion, when the rebels had all but overthrown the government, Rugenfar found himself in a battle defending against Saint Widwin's main forces. Accounts claim that he was the last on his side to remain alive, and he was approached by Saint Widwin himself in the end. As the story goes, the living god looked him over and gave a slight bow, permitting him to fall upon his own blade, that he might remain free. The armor bears many artificial scars added by the blacksmith to make its wearer as imposing as the figure that inspired it, though it wears its real scars with equal pride. Nice. That's actually a really good set of armor.
Hey.
Okay, do I have to fight through everybody else? Wasn't there a vampire down here? Nope. Can you take me back to the, You have your victory, champion. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Okay. You're good, then. I'm gonna let you stay there. Sucks that, Kolsch is dead, though. And that's a bummer. And that's really a bummer. I thought he was gonna lead Gilded Veils to better times, but... Guess that didn't happen. Where are we? Oh yeah, the priest guy was in here, wasn't he? Is he still in here? No, he's gone. He is gone. I hear sounds like skeletons. Definitely hear something. You guys hear that? Am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. Let's go down here. That's where the throne room is, right? Let's see if Kolsch is actually dead. That, honestly, I thought that was going to take a lot longer. I thought we were going to have to fight through the whole fortress again, but nope. We were taken straight to him, and we just stabbed him, and he's dead. Nope. Okay. There's not even a body. Alright, well. Interesting. I wonder what would have happened if we sided with Lord Radric. Would Kolsch have come back? I do wonder that. I don't think I think I sided with Kolsch both times I've played this game. This time and the previous time. Although I don't think I ever found this quest the first time I played the game. I don't ever remember this happening. Alright, well, I suppose we can go back and talk to Durrance now, but I kind of feel like it's been too soon. I feel like we're just going to be spamming it, but I guess that's kind of where we're at in that playthrough, is spamming those kinds of things, huh? So there's Stormwall Gorge. We got a thing there. We got one there. Where was the fourth one? Oh, it was Copper Lane. Let's go to Copper Lane and First Fires, get the blade done and this other bounty done before we go to Cadnua. Because I think when we go... I think we're just going to... I don't know. Yeah, I think we're just going to spam Durrance's dialogue. I'll have to look up Grieving Mother's thing after this episode to find out what I have to do to trigger that one. Because hers isn't triggering the same way Durrance's has triggered. At least as far as I know. I guess... we don't have to spam Durrance's because we got to go to Twin Elms with our druid friend to do his quest. Somar the Shackler leaves the stronghold. Why do you... oh my god, we have so much stuff. Devil of Carrac's patron was silent about the source of their leads, but the note quickly proved to be valuable. A grimoire, sail in Sithwood, and notes from a dead Red Saren wizard pointed the way toward 3 other wizards that were unwittingly performing research based on Galef's stolen notes. Spread out across the Eastern Reach, the wizards were amiable enough, but quite unwilling to part with their own extensive notes. After reporting back to the patron servant, Devil of Karak discovered that no additional services were required. It wasn't until after returning to Cadnua that Devil of Karak learned of the grisly deaths of the 3 wizards, all under suspicious circumstances. A short time later, a package arrived via guarded courier. It was addressed to Devil of Karak, and the note inside simply read, "A gift," in an antiquated hand. This hinged mold has the amazing power to fully duplicate non-soulbound weapons, shields, armor, and other equipment placed inside of it. The immense magical energy required to fabricate the copy uses the mold for raw material and wholly consumes it in the process. Interesting. Non-soulbound weapons, shield, armor. Huh. That's cool. So you could have a duplicate of something that's doesn't have a soul in it. I don't think we have anything that I'd want to use that on that I can think of. Hi. I wasn't expecting you guys. Like at all. I was very surprised that anybody would have the balls to try and assassinate me. Unless you're letting key people, and then I guess that kind of makes sense. Although, you chose the wrong job, my friends.
Hey.
Ooh. Written on this scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everyone you're known to have associated with you in your brief time in Deerwood. Okay. So it's just generic assassins who don't like that I'm so cool, so awesome. Alright, so we need to go to the catacombs, right? To get this bounty done. Which is over here, right? No? I thought it was there. Must be down here. Ah, this is it. Okay. My guess is that these guys are going to be right up here. No, okay. Then they're definitely gonna be over here where those spore creatures were. And going through all our greatest hits. Catacombs, Radric's Hold. That's it. Oh, I thought for sure they'd be here. Are they gonna be where the one dude was? Maybe up here. I don't know where these guys are. I guess they could be over where... Was he a lich? What was he? I don't remember what he was. Ah, there they are. Oh wow, that's a lot of people. Good, everybody on the ghoul here. Let's go ahead and hit him with one of these. Right through the center. Do some good damage. Go ahead and do this. Everybody on the Dargle. Let's get here. That Dargle. Got a Vampire here. I don't actually see the, I don't know who we're... Oh, is this him? I think this is him. Oh wow, he hurt me. He hurt me! go. I think that was the guy that had the bounty when it came up here. Yep, there's his head. Got it. Alright.
Hey.
Let's get out of here. Let's go reforge the blade that was broken. Which is up here. Yeah, and I think after we do this quest, we're going to go back to Cadnua, talk to Durance once more. We're going to take Heravius? That's his name, right? The druid guy? It's something like that. We're going to take him with us as we go to do the 2 bounties in the east. And then we'll also go to Twin Elms. We'll take him with us. I guess we can turn in the Barroth quests too while we're there. And then do his quest as well. I don't know how long his quest is. I hope it's not something similar to Grieving Mother and Durance, where we have to take him with us. I suppose we should just take both of them with us while we go, huh? That way we can potentially knock out all their quests at once. I think that would probably be a smart thing to do. If I had to be a guessing man. If I were a guessing man. Probably should have just taken him with us from, like, this whole part that we're doing right now, too. But, you know. I'm not that good of a guessing man, apparently. Come on, guys. Let's get in here. Excited to get to Pillars of Eternity 2. I've installed it in anticipation that we'll be getting to it relatively soon. Which is exciting. We'll probably be starting it like a couple days before Pathfinder, the Pathfinder DLC, which is going to be, it's both good timing and bad timing almost. Like I'll be starting 2 games at once right when school starts up again. It's going to be a busy time for old Heliax here. That's all right. Hey, can you reforge my blade? Show him the pieces of the Blade of the Endless Paths. I found all the pieces of the ancient sword. Do you think you could repair it? Aye, aye. And 'twould be a privilege to. Not often you get to lay eyes on such fine craftsmanship. He runs a calloused finger along the edge of the shards. This blade will take some time, but I guarantee it'll be worth it. And... aha! He beams. Finest work I've ever done, if I may say so. It's only a shame I can't take all the credit for it. Something else on your mind? Alright. Quest completed. We have the Blade of Endless Paths. It's an S-Stock. I wasn't expecting that. An Adiran explorer once heard a legend of an Ingwithan tomb filled with the dead empire's greatest treasures. Dead set on making a name and a fortune for himself, he had one of the finest smiths in the Dyrwood craft a blade worthy of his task. He descended into a place known as the Endless Paths of Adnua, and was never heard from again. His possessions were scattered by some strange evils and that dwelled within, and his priceless blade was shattered. 20% attack speed, that's really good. Really good accuracy, plus 45% damage, has good base damage, 10% or 10 accuracy granted to an ally attacking the same target. A really good blade, but not better than any of the soulbound weapons. Or at least I don't.
Hey.
Not as cool as any of the soulbound weapons at the very least. I imagine in the base game, before, you know, all the soulbound weapons from the DLC came into play, it was probably a really good weapon. I wonder if it's better than the Grey Sleeper, the S-Stock I was forced to use for so long. I think Klessia is kind of like a involuntary S-Stock master. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright. Obviously she's never going to use it, because she's got her gun. Alright, let's go back to Cadnua. We'll turn in these 2 bounties, pick up the companions we want to take with us as we head back east, and we'll round out the things we have to do there, and then on our return we'll be done. I mean, we have to do our reading session, which I'm probably going to do in the morning. I'm recording later in the day than I usually record. Well, this is probably going to be the norm for me soon. We don't get to hear her say it this time. We got to read it. Okay, let's go over here. And I guess we can just do this now. Boom, boom, boom. And
Safe
get you,
travels.
you, and you. Right? Right. I think Caravius we have to level up, probably. Yeah. Level you up. Get that survival. Oh yeah, he's got the sack on his head. Awesome. I really don't know what to get you, because I don't know how to play a druid at all. So... I think Corrode sounds nice. There you go. And luckily, we're so strong that I shouldn't have a problem with the fact that I don't know how to play either the Green Mother or Caravius. Fortunately, I do know how to play Durance, both because I used him in my original playthrough, and he's a priest, just like me. I'm a little sad that in our dialogue options, when I was talking about Mogren, I didn't have any dialogue, any specific dialogue for being a priest of Mogren. It's a bit of a shame, actually. I would have liked it more if they included more of that. I feel like we addressed it early on in our relationship, but yeah, not since.
Greetings.
Here's Dareth Grimald. 2,500 copper and a bit of experience. Thank you. And here's Thorfinn. High Priest Thorfinn's head. Seems like crossing the knights tends to lead to a bad end. They pay well enough anyway. Here you are. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Those two are done. Let's go ahead and rest. And...
What?
Durance, my man.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
Okay, so tell me about Malgren. Does she have any allies?
Some, shaped for hunt and war. Abidan the Golem. Galawain and his beasts. The latter keeps us honest and awake. The other makes the tools by which we punish those who are not.
So we kind of learned about the triumvirate that we already met. I'm familiar with Abaddon. Durance snorts. Wouldn't have been surprised if you hadn't. More gods than weeds in a field. And those are only the ones of this lifetime. They come and go, but are always here at the same time. Abaddon used to look human. Durance grunts. Got killed, then built a new body for himself. Transformation with Mogren's help. Perhaps she needed her own blacksmith to tend the fires. If so, Abaddon serves it. Durance frowns. He's a weapon, a tool, not a god, in my mind. Still, the people of Dyrwood, the cities especially, hold him dear. So be it. Although if the reward for hard work and craftsmanship is a body like his, I'll keep my blood in my cock and hips to thrust it with. You also mentioned Galawain. Monster Father, the Great Hound. And as for monsters, this world has quite a bit, and not just the ones on two legs. It's as if he's made monsters solely to hunt them, to remind men of their place. He's busy making more, I suspect. More monsters than sense. Variation upon variation. What do you mean? His aspects are a confusing bunch, and considering he respects reversals of fortune, especially in beasts, perhaps not so confusing. No reason why Mogren and he share a bed in my eyes, even if he does believe in the trial. A filthy Orlan god in many ways, howling and mewling perhaps like they do. They can keep their beasts. I'll take fire and weapons any day. Okay, and a little racist there. Maybe more than a little bit. Ask you something else? Who are our enemies?
Before, when you asked about allies, well now, ally, enemy, that's a skin's edge of difference in history's eye. But there were enemies. Were.
Eothas. Durance gives a cold grin, nods. But we sorted that out. Then, Hylia, and her queen's crown of feathers and birds. He sneers. Perhaps she claims to see the world from her perch. Hope she saw what happened to Aothas, and if she dares to walk upon an earth where such fire runs. Her temples are things of windows and twittering music. If a bird falls, know that it's a victory. Seeing another set of darting eyes from the feathered bitch die is a pleasure to me. You bear her a lot of rage. She and her clergy often offer shelter to the Othesians. Since his death, his humiliation, she's next for me. So I want to discuss. Okay. Anything else?
If doubts and curiosity plague...
No? Okay.
I suspect the answers will
Okay, so these
more questions.
These aren't graying out, which is annoying. I feel like this one I had more to ask him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand how this is working. Durance is an odd name. No more than Watcher. And Durance is not a name, it is a title. What does your title mean? Do you have whale's eyes painted on your skin? Okay, he doesn't want to talk anymore. Fine.
Hey.
What about you?
Your mind comes bearing...
Do I have anything else to say in here? No. Okay.
Hey.
Alright. Fair enough. Let's go do the bounties. I think, what was it called? Cleog Relog or Celog Relog? Whatever. There's one there. And that's kind of the one that's a little bit out of the way. So we'll go do that one. And then Stormwall Gorge. And then back to Twin Elms. We'll help Harabius.
This place,
Of course.
as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
Yeah, well, hopefully one day there'll be children. Let's assume, you know, the people that work for me are going to have kids eventually. Or bring kids. I don't know. I mean, I can't have kids. Cleobon Relog, that's what it was. 1 day, 2 hours. I think we're going to, after each bounty in each region, we're going to rest to see if it triggers a Durance or a Grieving Mother scene. So I think that's how this is working. Maybe. Let's... Yeah, that's... Well... I guess we can put you there. I guess you're... We'll go with that for now.
Hey.
Alright, where are these guys at? Probably up here, huh? Oh, they're right there. Alright. So do an interdiction.
Hi?
Do one of these. Good. They actually did quite a bit of damage. But it's not going to be enough.
What?
Eh?
And do this. And do this. And do this. Alright, everybody on this guy. And then everybody on this guy. Up here. There we go. They did some damage to us. These guys weren't pushovers. I imagine at level 12 these guys would have been really tough. Ah, just a regular fine old Arquebus. And there's our head. Perfect.
Hey.
Take that. Take that. And, yeah, we'll do the rest. I know we're wasting camping supplies, but we've got so much money. It doesn't really matter. I'm hoping that this will help trigger Durance and Grieving Mother, though. Talk to me.
Your mind comes back.
Please?
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your...
Okay, you don't dress like a priest, and your robes look as if they were touched by fire. Durance grunts, and you don't fit any manner of watcher I've ever seen. Does it make you one now? He frowns and holds up his hands. Don't answer that. Are those the same robes you wore at Howgate? Durance frowns. Why do I... The tension in his face slips into irritation. Your memory is both a curse and a curse. I wore these on pilgrimage to Halget, as well as after. He glances at them. We were to travel quietly, so few would know our religion or intent, like executioners, with robes instead of hoods. How did they get burned, then? These robes and I are one. These robes are the ones I wore at the Citadel when the God Hammer was triggered. Imagine a campfire, then a field of them. His hands cradle his staff, and then form them into a sphere and let it grow until it fills the air. He swallows, his throat dry. Its violence ran through my stave and my spirit like 100 lightnings, and all around me was flame. It tore at my skin, even burst vessels in my flesh. He holds up his sleeves, yet the robe survived. He grins, the scars on his face bunching up beneath the coarse beard hairs. And you've worn them since? Aloth presses his lips. I do hope he washes them. If Margaret deemed I should wear ash while dispensing her justice, then so be it. We exist at her pleasure, for her pleasure. Durrance shrugs. Either way, she answers my call, quietly or loudly, but her colors seem weak in comparison to the acts one does in her name. And quiet is how I prefer. I find others of my faith do not tend to take me for a second glance if the fire of my spirit does not grace my staff. What other questions? Tell me more about Ashfall. That staff of yours, can you tell me about it? Durrance glances at his staff, then at you, and gives a crooked smile. Can't take your eyes from it, he chuckles. Why are those symbols carved on your staff?
Carved? This staff is a history. Acts leave their mark. Some symbols fall into the ash, others blaze brighter.
Durrance scoffs, then his voice settles with an almost proud strength. What causes one to fade and another to rise?
Memory. Meaning. It's same as the memories in your head, perhaps more trustworthy. Random acts, things done with instinct. They may make lines burning briefly through the wood. Acts devised, planned, that stay with you. Symbols form and tell the story. It's like all memories, except the staff burns it true. When a thought's close, you see it clearer, brighter. Once you forget, they get buried. But like rings in wood, the etchings remain. Keeps me grounded. Also, it's a solid walking stick.
How is it only watchers can see the symbols? They are energies of the spirit, a channel for one's faith. He frowns. It's hard to say. There was a time when they glowed brighter, but now they are an aid in my work. Because the staff's markings stand out to a watcher, well, they sometimes identify themselves. He frowns, and sometimes they're blinded to the staff as well. A gift of Mogren, perhaps, to cloak itself from sight when one isn't looking for it. That large mark there, the 12 circles, what is it?
That symbol? The God Hammer.
Durrance frowns, and the words come slowly.
The 12 circles are a sign of the dozen on the bridge, and the dozen of us that let the hammer fall on them, bridge, God, and all. If there's a symbol that is unlikely to ever fade, it's that one. I thought it might be the last the staff would ever hold. Was holding it that day on the bridge when Aethys fell. It was the spark put to the God Hammer. Might be the last light that touched Aethys before the pyre ate him.
I don't see Mogren's symbol on your staff. Durrance frowns. It is there, but marked different. I follow Durrance, and in his teachings there is but a single flame, a simpler aspect. His frown deepens, and he taps the edge of the staff. Durrance would meditate by focusing on a single flame and attach meaning to it. It was something to center the spirit for what was to come. What was to come? The flame is intended to symbolize bringing punishment to another, and it is inscribed above the symbol of the one being punished, marking them as always touched by Mogren. Ask you something different.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
About Mogren? Damn. Well, we got a little bit more out of him.
Your thoughts must flow
Your
deeply
mind
indeed.
indeed.
Okay.
Hey,
Move on to the next bounty. What do we got going on here? Nothing. Oh, I've had people leave. I'll just hire random people. Doesn't really matter. I don't really think it matters. Stormwall Gorge. It's our next locale. Okay. So where are these guys going to be at? If I had to guess, they're going to be down below. So that's where we're going to head right now. Is down that way. Oh.
That's not very helpful.
I thought this is it. Okay. We need to kill those guys, don't we? Are they immune to that? That's bullshit. Do that then.
Eh?
You can go ahead and do this. And guess you'll probably have to come down here for that, huh? Okay, all of you on here. Kill the disease pudding. Can you go ahead and just, like, I don't know. I can't, they're perfectly separated. Do one of these. Alright, everybody on this. I'm guessing these guys spawned because... Guys, come on. And you, switch your weapon. You... Oh, god damn it. What's wrong with you? Switch your weapon. Get in there. Okay, everybody on here. You switch your weapon too. God, these guys are annoying, huh? There we go. I thought we were past having to worry about them, but I guess not.
Yes?
Your thoughts must flow deeply.
Everybody
indeed.
switch to your proper weapons. There we go.
Hey.
Loot these guys. Okay. Let's go down here. Hopefully we don't run into any more of those things. Just find the bounty and get the hell out of here. Where are they? No? Are they in the cave? I don't think they would be. Are they not down here? I guess they're not. Okay, well. I did not expect that. So they must be up here then. Maybe I'll buy this body. No. Where are they? Maybe they are in that cave. I should just check the quest, probably. I am kind of surprised that we're not running into them. Okay. Hold on. I am right. We are in the right spot, right? Has been roaming the ruins. Oh, they're in the ruins. Okay. So they're in here? Or I guess the cave was part of the ruins too. They might be in the cave. But we're up here, so might as well check now. Because it would be annoying to have to go all the way down to the cave for them not to be there and us having to go all the way back up here. So. Interesting that they're hiding out in the ruins like this. Although I think these are the guys that maybe the Glenfathans want us to take care of. Oh, we can actually go down there. I wonder if that leads to the cave. I don't know. Alright, where are they at? Feels like it's been a while since we were here, too. We've done a lot. It's looking more and more like they might be in the cave, huh? Did we dare check this? I guess we might as... We should check it just in case, huh?
Would you look at this?
Oh, hey! Score. Good thing we came down here. Worth it. Okay. So they're in the cave. Which it looks like we might be able to get to the cave through here. Which would be very, very helpful. Anchor a grappling hook to the edge and climb down. Or look below. The lower floor is dark, but you see puddles of water and fungi growing on the stone surface. Anchor a grappling hook and go down. You secure a grappling hook to a cleft in the broken stairs and toss the line down. As you slide down the rope, the rushing of water rumbles in your ears. It sounds as though the lake from the gorge is still draining into some distant reservoir. Suddenly, a violent tremor rocks the cavern, and you feel your grip loosen from the rope. Uh-oh. However, you manage to cling to the line until the quakes subside. You reach the bottom, your feet splashing in a puddle of water. And we get attacked. Immediately, right? I bet they weren't expecting us to come from this direction. And it'd be right in the center of them all. Be surrounded. Oh, no? Okay. Aha! You've been caught.
How may I help?
Okay. Well, everybody...
Hey.
You need to kill that thing first.
I?
Oh, okay. I guess we gotta go all the way around. I want that thing dead. Oh, god damn it. We're gonna have to cut through everything, aren't we?
I?
Alright, everybody. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't get in each other's way. Okay, that's not gonna work. Do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
How may I help?
Okay. Do that. Go ahead. Do... no. There we go. Do that. Okay, everybody move up. Attack that guy. You, do your thing here. God damn it. Move away from Aloth. Okay, he's blocking you. Just shoot this guy. God damn it. I hate this fucking game. We're level 16 and this goddamn swamp spore is still the biggest freaking problem we have in the game. Okay. Move aside so everybody... There you go. Oh my god, this is a pain in the ass.
You're not getting through me.
How may I help?
Just kill them. Just kill them. Do it again. Good. Kill the next thing. And the next one. There we go. Now we're moving. Okay, everybody on this thing now. Oh, there's 2 of them. God damn it.
Leave it to me.
Is it still alive? It's still alive. Okay, everybody to the next one. Can you knock it down for me? Pretty please. Okay, it's almost dead. What a pain in the royal backside. Who's this guy and why? There we go. Everybody kill him. Okay. Alright, make sure everybody has the right weapon.
Yeah?
How may I help?
There we go.
Hey.
Get his head. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey.
Do that. Alright. Let's group up and let's just rest here. Yay! The morning is cold and silent. You are upon the plateau of the birthing bell, and there is no sound, no wind. The sky is a smooth, mortared gray. The forest beneath the plateau, nothing more than a jagged black silhouette. Even the rock, the Adra around you, it feels colder. The sun's warmth bled from it. Against the cold backdrop of the sky, you see the great birthing bell, hanging from its arch of Adra. Its surface is tarnished, and the shadows inside the bell are dark, still. It seems to press down upon you, or simply, sadly, watching, as if standing above a grave formed from the table of the plateau and the remains of the mother's womb that now covers its surface. And there is something heavy in your hands. It breathes, gurgling, slick and wet, yet that is all it is. You find yourself filled with fear. You don't want to look at what you are holding. You don't want to touch it with your mind, and it is all you can do not to cast it from you. Examine what lies in your hands. The mass before you is vacant, flesh in the shape of a newborn, bubbles of saliva bunch at the mouth, expelled by its steady gurgling breath, its arms, legs, head lolling, limp. No thought, no struggle, no desire to cry in protest of pain. There is nothing from within it. There is an absence in your hands. Your hands tremble, shake, and the silence is broken as the chimes on your wrists echo with the trembling. And the chimes do not echo in the thoughts of the mass in your hands. There is no soul within it to hear it. Reach out with your thoughts. The only emotions blanketing the plateau are the pain of the mother. The child breathes, and its heart beats, but it makes no cry. The child feels light, empty. There is no joy in it, no fear, no thoughts at all. Yet in the hollows inside it, it breathes, a thing of habit, not life. You cannot move. Your trembling has subsided, and the birthing chimes on your wrists are as still as a child. The mother is crying, eager to see, begging to see the child. You feel a sudden spike of fear, of being hunted. If you give the child to the mother, you will be blamed, and her anguish and rage shall fall upon you. She will not spare you or anyone you love. Of this you are certain. But you did not cause this. You don't think you caused it. And the mother begs, her arms outstretched. Hand her the child. The chimes sound once more as you give the child to its mother, and as the chime fades, there is the eager gleam, the willing joy, the questioning. You draw upon it, deeply, letting the hope stream into her eyes, letting her eyes fill with the cries that you have heard countless times past from other children on the bell. You hear the laughter in the mother's voice. It's in streams of tears that run down her face, and with a practiced motion, you weave a life that will never be into her eyes and thoughts. She will care for the child as if it were whole until you set her free. She will care for it until you find a way to heal what has happened, until the reality cannot be dispelled anymore. And still, cradled beneath the weeping woman that birthed it, the child in her arms does not hear the cries of the mother, does not react. It is an empty thing that breathes and carries nothing with it. And the chimes on your wrists lie still. they are bound to you like chains. Never. Sorry, the my second monitor is doing something weird. They are bound to you like chains, never to sound inside a newborn's mind. Never again, or ever again. Wake up. Okay. Well, that was pretty dark, wasn't it? Let me just make sure my recording's all right. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, let's talk to her real quick before we end or wrap up this episode. Hello. Want to have a chat about what we just saw? There we go. Oh, I have to unpause the game.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
I have questions for you. I saw a Hollowborn at the birthing bell. The grieving mother's head bows, and she raises her hands, cradling them, slowly, so the chimes do not sound as she moves them. You feel a chill in the air, as if the vault of your mind is growing, too large for the thoughts within, and your breath is laced with a chill. To your horror, you hear her breathing, ragged, hacking, but strangely steady, and you can see saliva bunching at the corners of her lips, becoming thick ropes of drool that cast themselves down her chin. There is the smell of blood in the air, new, wet, and the salt, sharp tang in your mind. Coupled with this is the smell of sodden undergarments cloying at your senses. Grab her, shake her. Take her shoulder, try, and steady her. We'll do that one. Stepping forward, your hand falls on her shoulder, and then you feel her begin to fall, rigid as a falling stone, and you place your other hand on her shoulder to steady her. Throughout, there is the horrid, steady breathing. Her clothes are wet, as if she is burning with fever beneath her tangled hair and beneath her threadbare robes, as if she is giving birth. With a slow hissing intake of breath, her head lolls back on her shoulders, her eyes pressed tightly together like the lids of a newborn. Yet past the lids, you can feel the piercing stare, vacant, cold, horribly. You sense nothing from her, not a thought, like the Hollowborn you held in your memory. You know if you try and pull away now, she will vanish into herself, and vanish from your thoughts, perhaps forever. And you have a terrible feeling that whatever connects the two of you will be cut. She is as helpless before you as a child, and you search your thoughts for a way to coax her to you. Wake up, listen to me, listen to my voice. Shake a memory of peace and comfort, or share a memory of peace and comfort. Grab the chimes on her wrists. Your soul is strong. You were meant for more than this. Your soul is strong. She jerks slightly before you. Then her head tilts, and the steady breathing breaks, and she gives a racking cry.
I thought it was my doing. I thought that I had stilled it with my thoughts. The child. It was just a child. What was done with it?
She swallows, so dry and rasping, you feel it in your thoughts as you hear it. I do not know. I think you helped give birth to the child, then gave it to the mother. It was a reverse of the previous memory. The child was born dead. You helped give birth to a Hollowborn, yet you made the mother think otherwise. Movement number 3. Her breathing is steady again, but there is a life in it where there was not one before, and her emotions are building in her. Apprehension, confusion, welling up. She seems afraid to do more than simply be aware the memory is there.
It was not the last Hollowborn on the birthing bell, and never again did I hear a child's cry.
You have found a death within me, one that many women have borne with them. The words swell with impulses and weight, spiraling around her, and you feel as if you are being dragged into it. I sought to serve women in need, and instead my hands ushered no new life. What happened next, I bear the responsibility for. What happened next?
The first birth was the deepest, the saddest. Nothing I could do could find the child's spirit, guide it to him.
You feel this strange absence between you, as if your thoughts are being shared across a great distance. The thought bleeds out for a moment, then returns, sharp, near, personal. I could not understand what had happened, what I might have done. I feared No, I could not dwell on that thought. The child was always there, always a reminder of what had happened, a marker. I made her care for it. I made them all care for it, until I could find what had gone wrong. You made her care for it? But the Hollowborn, it wasn't your doing. It happened elsewhere. What happened? Go number 2.
Little word of the outside world reached us. It was enough time for rage and pain and grief to guide hands. I feared what would happen to the children, what would happen to me. Every mother knows her womb may shed a stillborn, but these cold, soulless creatures, the parents wouldn't have understood, and fear of the unknown breeds violence.
What happened then?
I held their minds within mine. I shaped and guided them as long as I could. And with each passing day, each new birth, the strain grew. And the more I felt my control slipping, the more I focused my thoughts. Eventually, even I succumbed to the power of my own illusion. I'd woven the threads so tightly that I could no longer see through them.
And then one morning, I heard funeral bells tolling in the village. The sounds of wailing rose through the mists. A mother had died, her mind so focused on the care of her hollow-born child that she had neglected even to feed herself. Oh, Jesus. And with that, the illusion broke. The town folk saw their hollow-born the way they were, not the way I'd wished them to see. By the end of the day, they'd begun to look at me differently, too. I did not understand what had happened, but I knew enough to flee, and every suspicion that surfaced, every faded memory of what I had done, I pressed it down, tucked it away. She feels cold, lonely, rigid. My skill failed me, but I did what was necessary. I regret the mother's death, but how much worse would it have been had I not acted? I understand, you had to defend yourself. Protecting innocent lives is worth any price. You inflicted your will on the townspeople. That was wrong. There were other ways. You could have sought outside aid for the children, or fled if you'd feared for yourself. Yeah, there were other ways.
The choices you speak of are not always clear in crisis. Not in that heartbeat when the first mother begged for her child and I had to decide what I would give her. How could I have known where that path would lead, or that there were others seeking the same answers? And even so, that hesitation would have cost a young life.
The right thing is not always easy, and if we can redeem the lost children of the Dyrwood, our struggle will be worth it. To rule another like that, even for mercy, is wrong. We must accept that there are some things we cannot control. I no longer wish for you to travel with me. You can keep traveling with us, as long as you don't do that to us, which I don't think you could be able to. I don't think you're strong enough. I'm too strong. Go with, to rule another like that, even for mercy, is wrong. The grieving mother's mind is silent and still for several moments. She lets your words wash over her, seeping into the cracks in her own thoughts.
My actions only caused more misery. Worse, I took from an entire village, made them as empty and helpless as the children I sought to protect.
Yep.
But what then? Is it better to stand by in the face of tragedy? To let it wash over the world a hungry tide?
Life is often painful. You can't will it otherwise. Sometimes, if your actions would only make it worse. Forcing your will on others is an injustice. How could anything but tragedy come from it? The world has a way of righting itself eventually. You must let it do so. Life is often painful. You can't will it otherwise.
I thought I could. So many minds I had willed into acceptance. Mercy. And yet those thoughts became a trap, a prison, for the village and for me. Your words have soothed my mind in ways I did not expect. I thank you, Watcher, for the gift of your sight, for using it to guide me out of the prison of my mind. Let us hope it can also free you from the illusions Theos has woven around you.
She was quiet for several moments. Addendum added. Okay, so we're not done. I felt like it could have been an ending, but I guess we're gonna have more for her. Wait. No, it's done. Oh, okay. It sounded like it was an addendum, right? Dreams of memory. No matter her reasons, the grieving mother was wrong to manipulate the villagers, and I think she understood that. I explained that controlling others is a grievous wrong, even in the face of a tragedy like the legacy. Some things must take their natural course. Of course, we know it's not natural. There we go. Now it's complete. But we are going to correct it. Well, to an extent. I'm sure she would like us to make it so that all the souls return to their rightful places, but that's not what we're going to be doing. All right, well, that's another companion quest done. We are getting very close to the end of the game. Very, very close, I feel like. Well, I say that. The final dungeon might take a few episodes. Well, maybe not. We're kind of tearing through things. So, yeah, we're probably going to be pretty close. We'll have the reading episode tomorrow and finishing up all these side quests and stuff. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. In the next one, like I said, we're going to go to Twin Elms. We're going to help Haravius. And we're going to turn in the Berith quest that we have and see what he says about Theos. And then we'll probably return to Cadnua, turn in the bounties, and do any more. I don't know if there are going to be more bounties after that. Could be more. If there are, we'll do those. And that will be... Then we'll only have Durance, right? Yeah. We'll only have Durance's quest after that. Oh, and Songs of the Wild. So I'm still not sure we're going to even do this one, but maybe we will. I don't know. I'll think about it. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.